Hello there. We have an income expense profit problem. Profit equals income minus expenses problem here. We have our two functions for income and expenses, so I'm going to do a rough sketch of this information over here. Okay, there is the parabola for the income equation, and then my expense one is going to be a downward sloping line. The idea behind this is income is the ticket price times the number of people who show up. So this equation here, this is a number of people who show up. If it's free, this is gone. 250 people show up. Every time I increase the price $1, 2 fewer people are interested in showing up. And then you multiply those together to get your income. The expenses, we have a variable expense here. We have this fixed cost of $5,000, but then it's actually getting cheaper over time. So we would have some situation that gave us this downward sloping expense line. All right, now we're going to figure out the break-even point, so that's these guys here. And you break even when your income is equal to your expenses. So write out the equation. Distribute on the left. Now we want to get everything on the same side. I like dealing with a positive p squared, so I'm going to add the left over to the right. And this is looking like a quadratic formula one, but I can actually play a trick first to make the numbers a little bit smaller by, they're all even, so I'm going to divide by 2. It's okay to do that because I'm dividing everything by 2, and this side was a 0, still stays as a 0. Alright, quadratic formula time. Getting some big numbers in this one, so we got to evaluate 135. The other one's going to become 20 minus 20,000. Yeah, obviously I have some kind of problem here because 135 squared was 18,225, and then subtracting 20,000, that's negative, taking the square root of a negative, but obviously I do have two solutions. So I made a mistake, and that mistake was back here, that I forgot to divide everything by 2. So go through, make that change there, so I'm subtracting 10,000. Even monkeys fall from trees. Okay, so now I'm getting this plus minus square root of 8,225. And we could put that in simplest radical form, but usually, given the context of the problem, we want a price that maximizes profit. You can't have like square root 17 cents. So we want to get as close as possible. So in this one, it's actually okay to convert this to a decimal, because that's the context. So the first one, needing my calculator here, the first one's going to be a price of $22.15. It's 154, 15 cents. So that's the first price. I did that one with the subtraction, and now we're going to do with addition. Alright, this one is $112.85. Now note once again that I did not put this in simplest radical form because of the context of the problem. So these are the break-even points. At these prices, your profit is 0. Your income equals your expenses. Now the next thing, this one's kind of interesting, the price that maximizes profit. Now given the symmetry of your parabola, this is going to be the price that maximizes income, but given your expense line that's sloping down, this is not going to be the price that maximizes profit. So, get a profit equation. Income minus expenses, replace those, distribute, turn the end into a plus 20p, and then gather your like terms. This is kind of interesting notation here. It's big profit p as a function of little p price. Okay, so we got negative 2p squared plus 270p minus 5,000. This is our profit equation, and I could do a combination of these and come up with a new parabola that starts down here at 5,000 and curves. And I know that it maxes at the line of symmetry, so I'm going to take advantage of that. Negative b over 2a Plug that in, negative 270 over 2 times negative, so this is going to be negative 270 over negative 4, and evaluate that. Note here that we actually weren't talking about x's, so that should be a p. Alright, so $67.50 is the price that will maximize your profit. And interestingly enough, that is not the max income point. That actually happened back here at, I think it's 62.50. So the 67.50 for max profit is just a little bit further over, which is interesting. Alright, thanks for watching. Character and Scholarship for Life.